Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Convoy T6. This is a new model Convoy have just released. I think it's probably one of the best value pocket throwers out there, and it also comes with a 5 amp driver, so I think that's incredible. You're going to be able to produce a ton of output. Doesn't matter what LED you put in this thing. This particular model has the upgraded SFT25R LED. I think this is probably the best LED to get in there if you want a combination of long range performance and output. Though you can also get some of the Osram W1, W2 LEDs in here if you just want to have a throwy sort of beam. But yeah, with the SFT25R, you get the best of both worlds. So I don't see why you would want to, unless you're someone like me and just wants to maximize as much as you can on throw. So yeah, I think a Osram W1 or Osram W2 green in here would be pretty good. And yeah, the dimensions of the reflector are pretty much identical to the Convoy S6 or the S8. So here's a little quick side by side. Okay, and what that means is that you're going to get pretty much the same performance. 5 amp driver, but with a much smaller profile. And yeah, this one runs off a 14500 cell or standard AA cell. And of course, if you're using a 14500 cell, you're going to be able to get that 5 amp draw much brighter. With the AA cell, you're only going to be able to get, I think, 0.5 output, 0.5 amp output. So yeah, I think with its combination of throw, runtime, portability, I think, yeah, you really can't beat this thing, especially for the price. So it's going to be one of my main EDCs that I carry around with me. So in terms of what you get in the box, you get the T6 itself. Now, it doesn't come with the battery unless you purchase one from Convoy. They are pretty cheap though, so you can get them directly. And this is the box. Convoy don't put much kind of advertising or anything on their lights, which I think is great. On the boxes as well, so you can see here T6 SFT25R. This is the 6500K version. Doesn't mention the driver, but they all do come with the 5 amp driver. I think that's probably the most you'd want to stick into something like that. I think an 8 amp driver, yeah, you could do it, but it's going to get way too hot and will probably burn the LED out unless you're very careful. So I thought I'd do a quick side-by-side comparing the Convoy T6 to a few other lights that I own. So this is the Convoy T3, also a really nice throwy and 14500 cell light from Convoy. And of course, the reflector is shallower and doesn't have a wide circumference like the T6. So the T6 is definitely going to outperform the T3. And of course, you've got the Convoy S8, which I showed you before. And yeah, you can see the head is pretty much the same diameter. Okay, and the reflector is the same diameter, same overall dimensions. Now the head is just a little bit smaller down the base. There's some heat fins there, and then it just tails in a little bit more compared to the S8. And yeah, you've got the pokelit AA, which is probably the smallest AA flashlight that I have. Okay, so yeah, the head does stick out a little bit more, but at the end of the day, if you're putting this thing in your pocket, you're really not going to feel too much of a difference. So here's a little close-up of the Convoy T6, and yeah, this is really the perfect AA or 14500 cell flashlight in my opinion. You've got this small size, you can pocket it easily, powerful, it's flexible, so you can use primary AA cells as well, and it's only about 10 centimeters in length, 56 grams. So ideal as an EDC flashlight. You can put it in your top pocket, put it in your bag, in your jeans pocket as well. And I really like the design. You've got this nice knurling here on the side, adds some grip because the anodizing is a bit slippery. The machining is excellent at this price range, especially. You're really not going to be able to find anything else similar performance at this price point. Bit of knurling on the tail, some heat sink sort of cooling fins here, which are nice. And you've got the lanyard there, attaches to the lanyard hole. You can also put in a clip, that sort of screw-in clip there in the back if you want to. There's a rubber switch and it's recessed, so you can tail stand the light like that. And yeah, under the bezel, you can see there the SFT25R. It's got that round die surface, the kind of yellowish die surface there, smooth reflector, and there's a, I wouldn't say it's a crenulated lens, but there are some little cutouts on there that just help to tell when the light is switched on and placed onto the table. It produces a nice sort of pattern, as you can see here. Just got to cover up the light a little bit. It also has a nice glass lens there on the front, helps with durability, so it doesn't sort of scratch up, slightly recess as well, which helps to protect it. So I want to go through a quick demonstration of the UI. So basically full press to turn on and then half press the switch to go between modes. And this particular mode has 12 different groupings. Okay, now this one, I've set it to the 4 mode grouping. So I think it's 100%, 35%, 10%, and 1%. Okay, so that really offers, basically a nice range of modes depending on what you can use it for. So I can be using it for a long range, 100% mode, full power, and also have a powerful mode at 35%, but still doesn't get too hot. And also maybe something I can use at night for short range purposes. So yeah, I really like this 12 mode grouping option. You can get a version that only has 4 modes in there. So basically the 4 modes I mentioned just then, but that means that if you need to customize a light for different purposes, maybe you want to have it turn on at 100% all the time, or maybe you want to have it turn on at 50%, and 50% and lower all the time. There's mode groupings in the 12 customizable mode version. So I recommend that, though it is a little bit tricky to actually change those modes. You only need to do it every now and then when you are obviously changing them. But yeah, I've talked about how to change the different mode groupings in a previous review of the T6, not T6, the T3. So you can go through and have a look there. I've kind of repeated this in a lot of Convoy videos, and I don't want to go through it again. I also turn off the mode memory. So what that means is that it always is going to start in 100%. So if I leave this thing in like a lower mode, there, for example, I turn it off, turn it back on, it's always going to start in 100 just in case I need that power. Okay, so I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the Convoy T6 with the SFT25R 5 amp model, and this is the 100% mode. And you can see here you pretty much get about 2 and a bit minutes, so maybe 2 minutes 15 seconds of runtime, where the light operates between 80 and 100% of its output. That is pretty amazing for a little flashlight like this. And admittedly it does get quite hot if you're holding it with your hand, though it is bearable, but I wouldn't push it, especially for me at the moment, kind of in hotter weather. If you're in colder weather, you're going to be fine, but just having that option to be able to have that sustained output on such a high mode, that 100% mode, I think is great. And you can see here, just after the 2 minute mark, probably about near the 3 minute mark, it steps down to a 40% output. This is a second ceiling bounce test that I ran on the 35% mode, and you can see here, got about 9 minutes of runtime between 95 and 100%. Very impressive before it steps down to just over 80%. I also ran a bunch of tests with my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and you can see here with the 100% mode, 477 meters. Super impressive for a little AA flashlight like that. Then you just fit in your pocket. I know I have so many other flashlights that are 3-4 times larger that don't throw anywhere near that distance. This is something that you can definitely show off to your friends and press people, and it's also a useful tool. So if you need to see something further away, need to spot something further away, or you need a high candela flashlight, this also could be for something for self-defense as well, something that's very easy to carry around in your pocket, in a purse, just on you. You're barely going to be able to notice this thing. CCT range between 5,800 to 6,100, so definitely on the cooler end, and the CRI range from 67 to 69. So yeah, definitely it's not the best light in terms of color, recognizing colors, but it's fantastic in terms of long range performance and spotting distant objects. Some considerations to keep in mind with the Convoy T6. Now, there's no onboard charging, so you're going to need an external charger for your 14500 battery unless you're using AA cells. I wouldn't recommend using AA cells if you're anything like me, you just want to squeeze out that 5 amps. I mean, that's the purpose of something like this, like a little pocket rocket. But yeah, 14500 cell chargers are very easy to find. You can even get a combo charger that charges all types of cells. But yeah, it would be nice if Convoy did put some onboard charging on here. It would make it more user-friendly, especially for beginners. The second consideration, you do have that limited, runtime on the high modes. Okay, it's going to get pretty hot, though you do still get a couple of minutes of runtime on 100%, which is very impressive, like I said before. But yeah, with that 14500 cell in there, and they usually range from about 900 to 1000 milliamp hours in terms of capacity. You're really not going to get that much runtime if you're going to be blasting that 100% mode all the time. So yeah, it's best for shorter bursts and just step it down into the lower modes. The third consideration is the configuration process for the modes. It's a little bit confusing at first. Okay, I didn't go through it in this video because I've talked about it in countless previous reviews. Okay, but once you get the hang of it, it's quite simple. Now, the fourth consideration is that mine didn't come with a clip for some reason. I think maybe they just forgot to include one in the factory, but there's a couple of spots here that you can pop in a clip. I'm probably going to transplant the clip here from my Convoy T3 because I can see myself carrying this T6 around a lot more often. But yeah, it might have been a mistake because if you look at the product photos, the T6 does come with a clip. So yeah, overall, I'm really impressed with the Convoy T6 with the SFT25R LED. It's a fantastic AA/14500 cell flashlight for those who want high performance, so long range performance, especially in a small portable package like this. So yeah, if you're looking for an affordable EDC light, even a backup flashlight with excellent throw and output, the T6 definitely delivers. This is something that you can buy as a present as well. Maybe for your partner, maybe carry around in your purse or something like that. It's just a great little self-defense light. Super bright. I mean, I can feel the heat from that thing on my hand when I turn it on as well. And yeah, 1/2 kilometer of throw for a little light like this, it's really rare. I mean, especially for this price range, I don't think there's anything else out there that's similar for the same price. And yeah, great quality as well. Versatile, durable construction. So yeah, if you're on the market for something like this, I've got the link down in the description below. And yeah, you can get it from the official Convoy website. If you have questions about the T6 as well, just let me know and I will get back to you. Surely I've missed out on a few things. And if you like my video, do me a big favor, like it, and yeah, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also share this video with someone who might be interested. Just helps me to grow my channel. And yeah, if you want to see more flashlight reviews, keep up to date with the latest news, make sure you subscribe. All right, on the left, Convoy T6 SFT25. On the right, Convoy S6 with the SFT40. And you can already see the T6 is winning. Okay, both these have a 5 amp driver, pretty much the same reflector as well. Okay, so I mean, this is as close as a one-to-one comparison I can get. Okay, and let's see how they behave as time goes by. Now, the SFT25 to the left here with the Convoy T6 still producing a ton of throw, but you can see with the SFT40, as it starts stepping down, the candela is decreasing. You can compare the two hotspots with the T6 to the left, the S6 with the SFT40 to the right. Okay, and it's now the SFT25 is just really outperforming. So in terms of which one is producing more light, they both look like they're producing very similar amounts of light. If you look at the spill as well, I would even say that the SFT25 and the T6 is producing a little more light. Okay, now both these have a 5 amp driver, same reflector, like I said before. So yeah, quite interesting. I'm going to go with the T6 by itself now. Okay, 100% mode, And we can step that down to 35%, and the 35% mode is still pretty good. You know, I can get all the way to the back of those trees very easily. 10%, still okay. 1%, yeah. Okay, there we go. Incredible performance for, I mean, a light like this that can just fit in your pocket. Run off a 14500 cell. Yeah, I don't see why more manufacturers are not including these in their lights. I think they're just maybe being lazy, not swapping them out. But I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. If I'm going to choose the SFT25 or the SFT40, yeah, I'm probably going to go with the SFT25. I just think it's got a nicer beam, higher candela in that hot spot. Okay, the SFT40, look, it might produce a slightly larger hotspot, maybe by 10% or something like that. I can't even tell because they both look pretty similar on camera, but really, I can't make out the difference in terms of, you know, both of them look like they're producing similar amounts of brightness, lumens. T6 is getting pretty hot though on the left. It's doing well, it's keeping up with the light twice its size. Look at that. It's still outperforming the S6 with the SFT40. Okay, you can see the candela to the left there. Incredible. So yeah, really recommend this this T6 with the SFT25R.